I think I thought initially when we first started working together, I started to think that this was quite big stuff. It's always about the relationship or the job or the career or the health or whatever.
Yeah.
But it can be really, really small, can't it? And I had an experience that Darren knows about that came about earlier this year. I was finishing off a book on property, funnily enough, which is released next year, but I'm not going to plug that now. And I've got a Mac which has been around for years, and it's a beautiful item, but it just, on this particular big file, which was my nearly finished book, it kept crashing. Not the machine, the Word software, and then I'd open it up again, and I'd lost, the worst case scenario, I lost 7 hours of work, 7 hours of straight writing. That's a lot of work, a lot of words, because I write quite fast. And that day, I could have cried, and I remember banging the desk and just going, furious at this piece of kit. And my mum came up, because I work in my mum's house, and my office is in my mum's house, and she came up to see what was wrong and stuff, and I said, I've just lost 7 hours of work, and I'm trying to get this book finished, and blah, blah, blah. And she's beautiful, my mum, and she just said, oh look, she's not wealthy or anything, but she just said, look, I'll just get you a laptop, for your next, now, but it'll be for a birthday or Christmas or whatever, and just go and choose one and get one. Are you sure? She said, yeah. Oh, marvellous, So it was the obvious thing to do, really, And then I started thinking, well, if that's happening, I should try and get a good deal. So I talked to a couple of people, and one guy said, oh look, you can buy it through my company, and because I'm not VAT registered, he is, and I'll claim back the VAT, so you won't have the VAT, or your mum won't have the VAT. But marvellous, so that's all that. And then I thought, oh, hang on a minute, my publisher. So I rang my publisher up and explained to him what was going on, saying it was slowing me down and all that sort of stuff, and I've already got the VAT off. What do you think? And he said, oh yeah, I'll buy a laptop for you. So I ended up with this Mac Pro, what was it, MacBook Pro? Oh, gorgeous thing. And effortless. And what I was doing was exactly what you were saying, was getting in touch with my intuition, what rings true, what's the obvious next step. And my mum was delighted, you didn't have to buy me a laptop. And I was delighted, because I didn't have to buy me a laptop. So it just turned up, and every time I use it now, which is daily, it reminds me of, the way that this can actually create small things as well,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because we say, well, that's a small thing.
Relatively, I suppose.
But I actually think that's a big thing.
Yes.
Because if you love writing, as you do,
I do, yes.
The means to which you do that are critical. They're massive. Like if you love painting, it's vital that you have really good materials.
Yes.
Because it enhances the quality of the end result that you're creating.
Yes.
That's the whole thing about going for what you love. You have things that you love that enhance what you love.
Yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure, because I know that story, that from the beginning, when it crashed, you said, I would love a MacBook Pro.
Yes, I did, yes.
Even though it wasn't possible.
Yeah.
No, you didn't think or believe it was possible.
No.
And the whole time you said, I would love a MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
And then that's what led the whole thing. And I just had to qualify that because that's what your intuition, because that's what you've been trained to do. Simply go, what would I love?
Yes.
Even though it may not be possible, you may not think it's possible.
Yeah.
And then boom, 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 boom. You didn't care about how.
No, exactly.
You got your end.
And a much smaller example, I remember being in London a few months ago, and I used to live in South Korea for about 3 years, and I was walking through London about lunchtime, and I thought, what would I love for lunch? And it really was like, what would I love? I'd love bibimbap, which is the classic Korean dish. That's what I'd love. I'd love one of those. I have no idea where Korean restaurants, even if there are any Korean restaurants in and around the area of London I was at, and
I thought you were still in South Korea.
No.
Korean restaurant in South Korea.
No, this is central London, and I've never eaten in a Korean restaurant in England, I don't think, So what would I love? I'd love to be, bibimbap. And then I just really turned it over, and I was walking the streets, literally walking, and I was in streets I'd never been in before, turning corners I'd never turned before. And it literally took about 4 minutes, and I was standing outside a really small, family-run Korean restaurant, and I walked in and I said, do you do bibimbap? And they just looked at me and laughed. Because I go into an English restaurant and say, you do steak and chips or something, So of course you sit down, and it was beautiful. That's exactly what I love,
Awesome.
So it does go from, the £100 million investment in your business type of deal to what would I love for lunch?
Absolutely.
And everything in between.
Absolutely. So this is the thing, I think this is why I'm saying even the small things, the big things. Because I just was getting there that to your intuition, it doesn't matter. all your intuition cares about is that's what you love.
Yes,
If
yes,
that's what you love, okay, there you go.
yes.
Let's go
Delivered.
directly to what you love.
Delivered.
Whatever it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's only our conditioning, it's only that belief part of us that starts to define things as we're big.
Big or small, that's true, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Because honestly, some of the smallest things that I've created, and I've heard people create that they love, are the things that have just made their heart soar and have brought so much joy to their life, and have been one of the most, most memorable moments in their life as well.
Fabulous. It's just been an amazing conversation, a really amazing conversation. So I suppose my next question really is, if by some bizarre stroke of luck, somebody watching this right now would like to get involved in this a little bit more and engage in this and perhaps do a little bit of work with you, how can they do that?
Well, they can go to my website.
Okay. DarrenEden.com.
That's right.
I'm writing it on the screen as we speak. Magic finger.
And download a free download where they can download the 5 steps to access your intuition and work.
Oh, okay, right.
So they can start applying it,
Right.
playing with it. It's this thing with intuition. It's like any art form. The way you master it is by playing with it and experimenting with it and having fun with it. Really.
So this is the core thing that you teach, and you give it away for free.
Absolutely.
Okay. And somebody could come in there cold, download it, and start using it like that.
Absolutely.
This is the simplicity. This is
Yeah.
and the generosity, I have to say. The simplicity. Okay.
The thing is, though, with it, like any art form, it takes dedication and discipline to master it.
Sure.
Because the other side of it is, we live in a consumer society. We just want everything now.
Yes.
And then just give it to me now. Download. It's like the Matrix. Just download the pilot program.
Wouldn't that be great?
But honestly, it's like any art form. Like if you're learning the guitar, for instance, you can download how to create you can download for free from any website how to form an E chord and how to strum an E chord.
True.
You know what I mean? But it takes an art form to play that masterfully.
Yes. Before it sounds like an equal.
So that's one of the first steps you can do. And I also have other downloads on my website, articles that I've written and other interviews.